Hello everybody. It's been about a week since I had got my Gamo EVO and did the unboxing. So I guess this will be a review of how things have been going with it. I find loading the magazines sometimes now is getting to be, at the beginning it was more easy, but it almost seems like now you have to take a pellet and push the next one, the one down. And I'm not sure if there's something I can do about that, or if it just is the way it is. That's neither here nor there. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Maybe the rubber band in there needs to be lubed or cleaned or something so that it just slides better. And I think that could be it. It might need some lubrication. But it's as simple as taking another pellet and just pushing that one in further. Okay, so general review. This is just going to be a talking review. There's lots of videos out there about people shooting these and the power they have and the chronographs. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just going to give you what I think of it after a week's worth of use. It's a sturdy gun. It really feels good in your hands. These edges, I had to take a sharp knife and just deburr them. They were very sharp and not real comfortable on the hands. Like you would feel that edge, especially here on the trigger guard with your other finger right next to it. So I guess the finish on the composite stock or the plastic stock is a little unfinished. Other than that, it's a pretty darn fine unit. Here we have Richardson ground squirrels, or aka gophers, ground gophers, and that's what this was bought for, to handle, and it does it very well. I've been shooting the 14.6 grain hollow point 22 pellets from Crossman. They're a premier pellet, and they've been very effective, very accurate. I noticed persons shooting it a lot, like at paper, at the targets. It's hard for me as a shooter to get that consistency. I can bullseye it, and then the next one's off, and I can bullseye it, and the next one's off. And it's not the gun, it's the shooter. So don't read too much into it if you get to that position. I find I concentrate on when I'm critter hunting a lot better, because I want the clean shot for the clean kill, and that's very achievable with this gun. This thing, if you see a gopher peeking out of the hole and just showing the eyeball in the top of the head at 20 yards, he's in trouble. At 40 yards, you want a little bit more of an animal to shoot at, like you want him out of the hole. And I've reached all the way out to 60-65 yards with an effective kill on this. Just trying to extend the range and trying to get used to the rifle and trusting your instincts that it's going to do it. It takes a little while to get the confidence that you're not just dealing with a little pellet gun. This is a substantial gun. This has a lot of foot-pounds pressure. I'm not sure what it's putting out for foot-pounds pressure. If I had to do a guesstimation, I would say probably in that 17, 18 foot-pounds pressure. It hits with authority when you're shooting at ground squirrels. I haven't shot at anything else with it besides the target, and it goes right through a 3/8 piece of plywood like nothing's even there. Like I was using a 3/8 plywood for the backer of the target, and it blows right through it. So, general review, and this is an unsolicited review. They did not. I purchased this gun with my own money. Gamo does not sponsor me or in any way, shape, or form. This is an awesome gun. For what I'm doing with it, basically gopher hunting, trying to control a pest species. We had a real bad hot spot at my farm, and it was getting ready to explode for population wise, and within a week, like we started shooting on it with my old pellet gun about 3 weeks ago, but within a week to 10 days it really brought it down to control. And since I've had this guy, they get a little wiser, so they stay out. They're out further because they don't trust us anymore. Well, this thing reaches out and touches them where the old 177 smaller gun kind of let off. It's still deadly too, but the scope mounts and the scope, it's a Gamo scope with this that come with it, and it'll work. There's nothing wrong with it. It works fine. Seems to hold zero good. I've had to, it's got the rail, it's not a Picatinny rail. It's a rail that has a pin in it for air rifles, and then your scope mounts on top and it absorbs the shock of it. That seems to be working well. I've had to tighten all of the fasteners, all of the screws. I retightened the whole gun once already. I'm probably going to have to do it again. I found the one time when I wasn't holding zero, I checked my screws on the stock were loose, my screws on the rail were loose, my screws on the scope to the rail were loose on the mounts, and the screws on the tube were loose. Now, to be honest, I didn't check the workmanship that they did at Cabela's when they mounted it. They mounted it for me. They bore sighted it. They said, oh, you'll probably be at least able to hit paper. Let's just say that bore sighting with an air gun is probably as useful as rough toilet paper. It wasn't even close. I had a piece of paper, cardboard that big, from 20 yards, aimed dead center. Didn't hit the paper. That was the bore sighting. So I walked up to 10 yards, aimed dead center. I was way high and left, like right up on the corner of the paper. So massively adjusted it. I would suggest anybody that knows what they're doing with a scope and a rifle and how to mount them, just do it yourself. I didn't ask them to do it. If I had the choice next time, I'd tell them to leave it in the box and I'd do it. They wanted to check the quality control, I guess, too, but they're just doing their job, I guess. They're doing what they're told to do, but I could have done a better job. I had to reloosen it and readjust it so that the scope was straight up and down. Let's just say the fit and finish wasn't quite done right at the store. in the Gamo factory, I've got zero issues, zero complaints with this gun, other than I have to do a little research on these magazines and see if I need to maybe do something with that rubber band. Like, I know guys have said they have to take these apart and clean them, and I've only really been using one. The other one's stored away in here. It came with 2 magazines, which was impressive because most of those Gamos and stuff only comes with 1. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, from my previous experience with more economy scale, and this is an economy scale gun too. This kit was $329 on sale at Cabela's in Canada. But I've never had something like this before of this power and range. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this like a 8.5 to a 9. Like it's not perfect, but it does one heck of a job. I have not adjusted the cheek mounts at all. She's pretty much stayed as it came out of the box with some adjustment for the scope. The silencer or the suppressor, it's pretty quiet. It's a little louder than my old 177 was. It's also a bigger caliber gun with it's moving faster, so it's pretty quiet. I'm impressed with that. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10 is pretty good in my books. I never give anything a 10 out of 10. It just never ever achieves it. Safety works well. I like the safety on it. Since I've trimmed the finish on the stock, that could be done from factory. As far as I'm concerned, they could hire somebody to trim up the edges of these plastic stocks and take those burrs off. That is sharp, and some people might be a little intimidated in taking a sharp knife to their brand new gun stock to take those burrs off. So if it was done from factory, it wouldn't have to be done out here. It's one of the only things I really have to complain about. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I think it's an awesome unit. Have a great one. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, share.